Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dalaran, and in today's video I just want to have a bit of a discussion on the question of when is Battle for Azeroth being released. With the majority of this patch being covered with Method getting world first as a mythic run, people are not going to be raiding in Antorus for quite a little bit. But besides raiding in Antorus, they didn't really bring too much to the gameplay. There is a patch 735 which I want to talk about in terms of the content that it brings. But with that patch not bringing in new raid and doing mostly story stuff and the Silithus questline, as well as a bit extra, which I'll talk about in a second, it doesn't seem like there's too much hanging in for Legion in terms of what's left, what else is there to do. It seems like we're coming to an end. So a lot of people are asking, of course, when is Battle for Azeroth actually coming out? Is it going to be coming out this Christmas, which is very unlikely? Is it going to be coming out this spring? What about next summer? Oh, God forbid, please don't make it come out next Christmas-ish time or 2 years from now. In this video, I want to talk about my predictions on Battle for Azeroth and when it's coming out. In terms of looking at what we have right now, looking at what we have in the next patch, looking at what Blizzard has set up so far, and then making my best guesstimate of when I think Battle for Azeroth will be released for Legion. But before I give you my clear predictions on when Battle for Azeroth will be released in terms of, I guess, a guesstimate of the month, maybe the season that we'll be in, which I think is going to be sooner than we expect, but not as soon as you might think. Let me first talk about some of the points where I'm kind of deriving my conclusion from. First thing is, we already have a lot of the files available on patch 735. In terms of World of Warcraft. They recently added an encrypted World of Warcraft Alpha CDN and added it into Battle.net app catalog files, which basically means that the game isn't playable in terms of Battle for Azeroth Alpha, but there are noticeable signs in terms of the development process, and Battle for Azeroth might be closer to being playable. They even have the client version 8.0.1, they even have a build number, so the fact that they are already taking the time to add all these patches in makes me think that, I think we're kind of coming closer and closer and closer. I remember trying to figure out when is Legion going to be coming out, and I don't remember seeing any of that information back in Wowhead. I don't really remember anything like that happening in the past. Maybe at the time I was just too busy trying to grow the live stream over on Twitch at the time when I did stream on Twitch, so I might have missed a thing or two. But this on its own, the fact that they're adding stuff into patch 735 that it's already been seen either on the Battle.net app or somewhere within the game files, it just tells me that somebody's busy and somebody's working. The second thing that helps me create my conclusion and come to a conclusion that I did get to is allied races. Allied races is one of the biggest selling points. The fact that allied races have different ratios even gives so much more opportunity for players to be able to find new ways to customize the character and new ways to play the game. For example, a Void Elf Rogue and a Human Rogue are going to play completely differently. It might be one small change, but the fact that we have actual different playstyles basically makes these guys almost like new races. And on top of it, we have seriously cool looking customizations for all of them. The Nightborn and how regal and magical they look. The Void Elves and the shadowy aspect of them. The Draenei, the Lightforged Draenei, as well as probably the best one, the Highmountain Tauren, and all the little feathers and the very tribal Tauren-esque, I guess Native American-esque outlook, and I guess how the gear looks. It looks amazing. And not only customizing your character in terms of ratios that you play and the looks of your character, the allied races also have a specific quest line. They also start at level 20, so it makes it a little bit easier to quest. On top of it, with the new questing system, it kind of just pairs well together. There's going to be so much more to do on your Nightborn Rogue, or on your Void Elf Shadow Priest, or on your Lightforged Paladin, whatever one of the allied races you want to pick. But the biggest part is that technically 4 out of 6 of these allied races are already done. They are previewable and customizable, and they have a functional questing storyline, more or less. They have functional backdrops, functional mounts, and I'm pretty sure you would have seen 1 or 2 videos, YouTube videos, that have to do with that. If somebody wants to link it in the comments, I'll be more than glad, but just for the sake of it, I don't know about the TOS of all this stuff, so I'm not going to link it in the description of my video, just in case, because I don't want to have nothing bad happen to the channel. I remember when I got banned from streaming, it wasn't fun. But if someone wants to link it, it's definitely worth check out. The fact that all this stuff is done with, out of the allied races that are planned, they were basically finished in 735. The emissaries are finished in 7.3.5. The quest lines are ready to go in 7.3.5. All you need to do is unlock them and you're good to go. We're talking about 4 out of 6 allied races. Out of a major part of the expansion, 4 out of 6 are done with. 2 of them still have more room to go. The fact that they can basically release all these guys with maybe a pre-patch or even 7.3.5 is super exciting, and means that they will have a less workload in the future as patch 7.3.5 releases to work more on the expansion, which makes me think that they might bring it out a little bit earlier than a lot of us expect, or if anything, maybe even a lot earlier than majority of us expect. So the fact that allied races are basically almost fully done with so far what they have planned, they said they might want to do more allied races in the future, makes me believe that we're probably going to get this expansion a lot sooner than expected. I know I rant for a little bit about allied races, but I feel like it's just such a big part of the expansion. But the best part, I would say, in terms of figuring out when I think the expansion will come out, is just by taking a look at Blizzard's track record. If you take a look at the track record of the end of Pandaria into Warlords General, yeah, it doesn't look that good. You would say, yeah, they're pretty... oh, it was a little rough. But in Legion, I have to say, they've been pretty consistent in terms of the content. There's always something new to do every single patch, and the fact that every single major patch was 77 days apart is pretty nuts. The fact that there is a consistency, they're always able to produce content, there's always something to do, there's always something to work up to. The fact that they always have something ready in Legion compared to the Warlords General, which that turned out a massive flop, it just shows. You see so many more people playing, and while we don't really know what the exact subscriber number is available for the game, a lot of players would say generally that there's a lot of players still playing the game. Of course, it all depends on your server and server population, but most players would say there's still a ton of people playing the game, and it brought so many players back and got so many players to keep playing the game for so long. There's so much content, from raids to dungeons to Mythic Plus dungeons, which you can basically they function like mini raids, to then adding Karazhan as a Mythic Plus dungeon. We have the PvP, we have the artifact power, we have the leveling, we have the new class, the Demon Hunter that was added. There's just so much that was added in the game, and I feel like there's no reason for Blizzard to slow it down. When it comes to Warlords of Draenor, a lot of people were just genuinely unhappy. But Warlords Draenor compared to Legion, Legion is just like day and night comparison. Legion is just that much better than Warlords Draenor. And because of the track record and the positive feedback that a lot of the community have, I guess, been able to present to Blizzard, because of the, I guess, the care and the love and the passion that's shown into Legion, I feel like it's just, I would say it, if I was a developer, it would probably motivate me to try even harder and try to make my deadlines happen without like massive content drains, because I'm pretty sure they can see financially how the fact that there's not too much of massive content droughts just overall helps the game out in the long run. So with this in mind, with the fact that they're efficient, the fact that majority of the massive content for Battle for Azeroth is almost done, or at least partially done, and we're still not even in patch 7.3.5 yet, which is supposed to unlock Silithus and introduce us to Azurite and give us a whole new battleground. I mean, they're giving us a battleground, man. We haven't had one in like 4 years. So with all this in mind, I would have to say my prediction is it's not going to come out by the end of winter. I would say that'll be too early. We still have a patch 7.3.5 to get through. If you're looking at 77 days thing, I would say it would be at the very earliest sometime in summer or by August. Give it plus or minus 1 month. So anywhere between July, August, and September. Maybe at the very latest, maybe October. I would be surprised if we would have to wait until all the way until a November release, or all the way until next Christmas or December time for the expansion to actually come out. So I would say it's actually fairly close. I think last time they released Legion, it was around school time, and I was at the time still back at college. So getting to max level back then, it was a little bit of a chore and a pain, because I'm trying to balance classes, you know, coming back to the new semester of a junior or senior year, or one or the other, maybe even sophomore, and trying to find time to write my papers and get max level in World of Warcraft as soon as possible. It was a nightmare, because this is where I really had to adult it up. So maybe it'll be a similar thing. Maybe I'm thinking that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to do around the school time, August, maybe even September release. is what I would have to guess. But with that, I guess I'll leave it off to you guys. What do you think about the my prediction? And if you have your own prediction and your own supporting arguments, more than welcome to write out in the comments. I'm super excited about Battle for Azeroth. I really cannot wait. I'm still held off currently by Legion with the release of Antorus and me doing a lot more Mythic Plus dungeons, so I'm still having a lot of fun trying to get better at Outlaw Rogue. But with all this said and done, I'm really excited for what Battle for Azeroth has to, you know, draw next for us. And I'm always hanging out on Wowhead and MMO Champion, trying to look for any of the articles that suggest, hey, something new came out in PTR, let's check it out, so I can be the first one to check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you simply want my channel to do better, videos with a lot of likes tend to reach a larger audience. If you simply just want more people to be able to find my video, giving it a like always helps. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do so. On this channel, we not only do PvP, primarily from Outlaw perspective, but been doing a lot of 5v5 duels as of recent. We also try to do as much coverage of Battle for Azeroth whenever we can, as soon as the stuff comes out. So if you want to be caught up for anything regarding new expansion, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification button next to subscribe button in order to be caught up on everything Battle for Azeroth related. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in another video.